Hello. So today I want to tell you about the clever little roll and write game Brilliant from Ravensburger, and this is for 1 to 6 players, and it is a great time. It is using 2 dice that have numbers 1 through 6 on them, but they're actually D12s, and you have 4 different levels you can play on. So it gives you a lot of variability. I, of course, have laminated mine, but you don't have to. It comes with the paper versions and comes with pencils in the box. So they recommend you start with level 1 and work your way up, but start wherever you want. There's also a hint kind of for your first game of where they suggest you place your starting numbers. So for this game, you will take your card and you are going to write numbers 1 through 6 in different regions of the scoreboard to start. So I'm going to put my 1 here. I'm going to put a 2 here. I'm going to put a 3 here, 4 there, and we will go with a 5 there. Oh, and a 6. Don't forget a 6. So we will do a 6 there. Now, each of these regions has a way that they can have numbers written in them. So, for example, blue can only have the same number written in it, denoted by an equal sign. Green can have anything written in it. It's a question mark. Red can only have different numbers written in it. So you will have all the numbers 1 through 6 written in there. They don't have to be in order, but every number has to be different. And then purple, you may only have 2 numbers in your purple boxes. So I've already determined one of my numbers here will be 6. Once I put a second number there, that will determine what my other one is. Then there's also orange boxes on some of the more advanced ones. So down here, I can only have numbers 1 through 3. And up here, I can only have numbers 4 through 6. So there are restrictions as to, I think that's all the different ones. Oh, and then also on this level, the white ones can also only be the same number. So, and I think I showed you on here, the yellow ones have to all be different. So each card, it shows you how the boxes score, and there's some variability, and the setup is different between the 4 different cards. So you can kind of see that. There's a level 3 and there's a level 4. So they all look different, which gives you good variability, which I always appreciate, so that I can play this a lot and that you can teach people pretty easily from one level to another. So then to start the game, the dice are rolled. And we got a 2 and a 5. That means I get to select one of these dice and I must put, so let's say I select the 2. That means I must write a 2 next to a number 5. They don't have to be in the same color box, but they must be next to each other. Or alternatively, I can write a 5 next to a number 2. My number 2 is right here and in blue. And I like the yellows because they're worth a lot of points. So I can put my 5 there. Everybody else does the same thing with the same roll. So it's all simultaneous play, which I really, really like because it keeps things moving. So then we roll again. So now we have a 2 and a 4. So I am going to put my 2 next to my 4. And let's say we keep going, and let's say I get really lucky and manage to get all of my yellows filled in very quickly. Like this. If I'm the first one to fill in a space, I announce it and I say, I filled in yellows, which means I get the most points available, as does anyone else who filled it out that round. So in this case, that's 8. And then everybody else who fills it in later rounds would get the second most points. So different sections have different points available to them because some are easier to get and some are harder to get. So the sooner you fill them in, the sooner you will get more points. Everybody else can still fill them in, but they will get fewer points. And then across the top of the game board, it tells you how many points you are playing to based on player count. So once one person hits the threshold for the player count, then that's the final round. Everybody will have had the same amount of turns. If at some point something is rolled and you can't play, you just don't write anything that number. You're not that round. You don't put anything in any boxes. There's no penalty, nothing like that. So you just go simply to the point threshold. To play this solo, it works very similarly, except that you will be putting lines through the numbers 1 to 22. And at certain spots along the way, there's these little arrows. And when you hit one of those, it means you have to cross out one of the highest score values, and you cannot use that for yourself. So you are simply going for your best score possible while playing solo. You can do that with any of the cards. You have a set number of turns and you try and do as well as you can. I like this game because it's one that I can explain pretty quickly. People grasp it, but it's a lot of fun to play it, to try for different areas, to see what you can do, to be the one to get the most points the fastest and see if you can win the game. So I am loving Brilliant from Ravensburger. I would love to know, have you played it? What do you think of it? What are some of your favorite roll and write games? Give me a like and a follow, and I'll keep bringing you more board game content. Thanks. Bye.